Yes, I'm a general practitioner and family physician working in my field for more than 20 years already, 25 years already. So I'm also an academician. Yeah, I'm a teacher of residency training of family medicine, and also I am a teacher of Uzhgorod National University, which is in the western part of Ukraine. Fortunately, our western part of Ukraine is the most peaceful part of my country right now, and that means that this western part of Ukraine became the most attractive part, on the most safe part, I can say, and the most hospitable part of Ukraine to accept refugees from the whole country, in which cities, in some cities which were destroyed, and people just escape from this disaster in their regions. So Ukraine is a big country in the center of Europe, and we are neighboring with Russia and Belarus, and also neighboring with Eastern Europe, and also with some Western European countries. So we are big and we are very peaceful. I mean, we always have been in good contacts with all our neighbors, and this is a very hospitable population, ready to welcome people, ready to host people, which was for many ages. And yes, we have several parts of Ukraine. One part is eastern part, mostly Russian-speaking Ukraine, but they are Ukrainians, Russian-speaking Ukrainian people, Ukrainian population. Central Ukraine, a mixture of different nations, mostly Russian-speaking people, but also Ukrainian-speaking people, and Western Ukraine, which is mainly Ukrainian-speaking region, and still it was a very good peace between different parts of our nation, of our country, and which is declared now by our enemy, is that we have a conflict between the nations, a conflict between regions. It's not true. We can say that we always had good relationship. People mixed much, Russians, Ukrainians, within the country and with other neighboring countries. So talking about my region, it's a very interesting, unique region, which is ready to speak in different languages, in Hungarian, Slovakian, Ukrainian, Russian, without any problems. So we have Roma population, people speak together and live together for a long time, and there was not a problem. And when this disaster started, and we didn't expect it, we expected that something would happen, but not this much. That's why we decided, we became, as a peaceful region, we started to host the population of refugees from the eastern and western Ukraine. Again, people, despite of their language, come here and are being hosted by our people, from hospitable people from the western Ukraine, Ukrainian speaking, Hungarian speaking, Slovakian speaking, welcoming their brothers from the destroyed regions.
The region of harmony and peace that you are telling
yes,
us about.
Yes, and for me it's really hard pain when I really tears coming to my eyes when I think about the eastern and central Ukraine, beautiful cities, beautiful, like Kiev, fantastic, very beautiful, old ancient megapolis with huge historical past, which is being bombed, attacked, crushed by tanks, by rockets. It's amazing. It's amazing. We think about Kharkiv, the huge, beautiful city in the east of Ukraine, and it is being bombed and crushed by enemy. You can't imagine how can it be for people who live there, who try to you know, being not a very, very high developed country, but we try to build this infrastructure, to build this city, to make our well-being. And now it's in just few days, it has been destroyed, and it could be destroyed for no purpose. We know
I
that
cannot imagine what you are going through, and well, it is unprecedented. This what has happened these last days. Pavlo, I know that you have been working to help refugees in the region you are in. What can you tell us about that situation of the refugees, and namely their health condition?
So we have several options for the refugees. The first option is to host them here in the region and to let them stay here, hopefully till the end of this disaster. The second option is for women and kids to move also to the neighboring countries abroad. Some of them, I'm talking about women and men, and children, because men are not allowed to go because of the military condition here in Ukraine. So the first option is to host them in the families. So meanwhile, I have a big, nice house, the family nest of my grandparents, and we keep this house now for 12 people who came from Kiev, and they are our relatives of our relatives, their friends who live there under our roof, and we hope that we host them warmly, and they are satisfied after this stress. So the same do many people in my region, and I'm really proud of their hospitality and their warm big hearts. The second option is for people who have to find some settlement. These are dormitories, hotels which are open for free for refugees, and they are being settled there, in schools, in kindergartens, in some special, not very specially prepared, but I mean there's the special places with some rooms where people can be settled. So the beautiful example of the hospitality of our people is that our citizens within 2 or 3 days collected huge amount of their personal goods or aid, humanitarian, medical, clothes, some blankets, pillows, other stuff, food. They collected, bring it to special shelters. We screen it and we distribute it to the shelters which are being organized in the city. We don't know how many will be organized soon. Meanwhile, we have over 6 shelters for refugees, but the line of refugees is enormous, is huge. We have trains which are working very hard, coming with people, with new victims of the war. So medical help. Actually, we try to collect the supply for their medical help, and that's what we really need now for civil people. So to collect some medical things, because meanwhile our pharmacy is really, it was not ready for such a big number of people.
What kind of medical supplies are already in shortage, Pavlo?
Actually, we have 2 options. The first option is to help soldiers, which we are always thinking about, and we try to collect from our from the neighboring countries hemostatics, tourniquets, wound materials, analgesics, sedatives. Definitely sedatives, we need them badly, all kinds of sedatives. So because people are in shock, you know, people they didn't expect this, and that was the idea of helping there in the central Ukraine, or eastern Ukraine. But as for our region, the refugees, we have the usual internal diseases or pediatric diseases which they had and which they brought with themselves here, and which are definitely accelerated because of this panic and problem. And so depression, antidepressants, definitely we will need them very soon. Meanwhile, they are shocked, they just needed some sedatives.
Yeah.
But soon they will get depression from homesick, from missing their dear ones. This is the first purpose. Then definitely we will need diabetic stuff, hypertensive stuff, asthma stuff. So pediatric
daily medication people do.
Yeah. Typical usual medication, because sometimes people come without, with just some clothes on them and without any supply, and I suppose lack of money, because what could they do? Sometimes they were in the this undergrounds, they were for many hours or sometimes days, and then they tried to move to the western region without any medical supply for themselves.
How is the humanitarian aid is being delivered there? Okay, what can you tell us about that?
So that's a good news that we have a huge help from abroad. This is really amazing. I am a person, I am the national coordinator of 3 European organizations. One is EURACT, European Association of Academic Organization of Family Doctors, EUROPREV, and European Organization of Scientists, EGPRN. So these 3 organizations, I just wrote the first letter to them, and immediately I've got a lot of support. So they wrote and they tried to donate some things. So the problem was that we had a problem with banks. Banks were closed. We were afraid of banks hacking. So that's why we didn't have these bank resources or some accounts. That's why we started to use our being the border region. Some people go abroad, they can collect money from abroad, which were donated to their accounts, and they could bring this money to distribute them here. Or sometimes we buy things there and bring them through the border. So we have 3 directions of the humanitarian aid. The first direction is the civil needs, for civil needs. So as I told you, so some internal medicine, family medicine medications, to which we use it in family medicine very often, or some goods like clothes or so and so on. The second one is the one for soldiers, so which is the medical supply, wound care material, and so on. And the third one, which is special things for soldiers, for the military, things like their clothes, special clothes, some their special gilets or whatever, jackets, whatever. So this is what being transported. We have an easy transportation right now, so they open the border easily with a very easy crossing. So for example, you just need a letter of support, what is in the explanation, what is in this humanitarian aid, and where do you deliver this humanitarian aid, and that's it. Actually, you have to mention the key person who is waiting for this humanitarian aid. And so just today I've got 3 tracks from Czech Republic, and they sent some to the central Ukraine, some to the eastern Ukraine, and some goods remained here for civil needs. So that's what is being done here right now.
It's quite incredible what was already done regarding humanitarian aid and regarding medical care in such a few days. So it's also part of your people's resilience. Pavlo, let me thank you again for these important informations you have provided us. What would you like to tell us as a final message?
First of all, thank you, Sophia, for asking me that, because you always, as a family doctor, understand that you always have to speak out. And speaking about my pain right now makes me a bit better feeling right now, because I need to speak out. As I try to support other people, but sometimes the doctor has to speak out and to speak to somebody. So thank you for listening, and thank you for inviting me to speak. The second thing, I am really really, without support of our European friends, it couldn't be possible for us to stay and to survive and to be resilient right now in this very hard time. We are not soldiers. We are not military prepared much. You know, some of them are prepared professionals, but professional army is not so huge. But other people are ready to struggle, and this is something which is really amazing. And with help of our European friends, with their support, we really feel much stronger. And thank you for your support. We really need your support, any kind of support, emotional, spiritual, physical. We need the support of politicals, because we understand, and I just gave you the metaphor. We feel like struggling with the big crazy bear, you know, with very few instruments in our, or some weapon in our arms. But you know, hopefully we are clever, we are smarter. Hopefully we understand that we are right defending our land, and hope we will survive and we will win in this not very equal struggle, to tell you the truth. Thank you very much.
Pavlo, stay safe, and thank you. And you can count on us, of course. Thank you, Pavlo.
Thank you. Good luck. Bye bye.